Good evening, everybody. My name is Glenn Ford Robinson, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of How to Create Wealth. But this particular session, we're going to be talking about how to improve your credit, and we'll go over 6 ways in which you can improve your credit and make it better for you to buy a house or buy a new car or so forth, because banks won't lend you any money to buy that $40,000 car or that $40,000 SUV that you may want to buy, or even that $500,000 home. Alright, so it's a very, very good idea to maintain good credit, or if you don't already have credit, create credit by getting a low limit credit card, say $250 credit card, and charge it and then pay the bill on time. That's a very, very simple way of getting started. Alright, so now we're going to go over the 6 ways to having excellent credit. And the first way is make payments on loans before they are 30 days past due. This shows creditors that you are able to pay your debt on time. Creditors will only send negative reporting to the credit reporting agencies when an account is 30 days past due. So one can be late without being reported so long as the lateness is less than 30 days. A credit report will have the phrase "paid as agreed" as current status when a payment is made, even if a person was late on the previous payment. And the second way to having excellent credit is do not pay off all your debt, because having debt that's what creates credit. If you have no debt, and if you have never had any debt at all, that means you've never had any credit, and until you accumulate some debt, that's the time when you'll start building credit. But don't get into too much debt. Get into debt that you can afford. One should not necessarily pay off all debt, because doing so will not build credit. Building credit is a process of displaying to creditors that one is able to maintain in good standing a loan that is revolving or continuous. However, one should not have too many open loan lines. See, too much of one thing is good for nothing at all. So just don't overdo it. Alrighty. Having too many open loan lines also lowers your FICO scores. So the less open loan accounts you have, the higher your FICO score is going to be. Okay. The third way to have an excellent credit is increase or raise your credit limit. What do I mean by that? People can ask their creditors to raise their credit limits just for the purpose of improving their credit scores, and not necessarily for borrowing more money. Doing so will induce the same effect as paying down a loan balance to less than 35% of the loan limit. For example, instead of using a credit card that already has a manageable balance, it is advisable to use cash so that the credit card balance does not get too close to its limit. Okay, now we'll move to our fourth way. And the fourth way to having excellent credit is remove errors that are derogatory. To find out if information on a credit report is accurate, one should request a free credit report from any of the 3 major credit reporting agencies. By law, everyone is entitled to a free credit report annually. So do not become a victim to misleading information that says otherwise. If errors are found on a credit report, these errors should be disputed immediately. Don't wait around. This can be accomplished by calling the 3 credit bureaus. They will provide information of how to get the process started. Please note that a particular creditor may not use all 3 credit bureaus or all 3 credit agencies to report credit information. A creditor may only report to 1 or 2 of these 3 credit agencies. So people should make sure that they review credit report information from all 3 credit agencies. Alright. Our 5th way to having excellent credit is call creditors and tell them to report positive activities on credit reports. For example, if a person has recently paid down a loan to an amount well below the credit limit of the loan, that person can call his or her creditor and request that this new information be reported to the credit bureau as soon as possible. Most creditors will do that right away or within a couple of days, while others will only report new information at a given time. Say at the end of the month, for example. And our 6th and final way to having excellent credit is pay down debt. The less that is owed on a debt, the higher the FICO score. For example, if one owes $100, it is advisable to pay 90% of it, meaning that 10% or $10 should be the remaining balance that is paid on every month. The rule of thumb here is always to keep loan balances to less than 35% of loan limit, according to popular information. So when you go and start digging up information about how to improve your credit, you will find this piece of information. Creditors will be happy to lend money to anyone whose credit report reflects positive activities. And that is the end of our discussion. And again, thank you for tuning in to my blog. My name is Glenn Ford Robinson, and I am signing off. Thank you.